call yourself a wrestling fan and consider yourself a smart mark? Well, I'm the Smark, and there's a reason that I'm called that. Today I'm going to show you how wrong you all are in considering yourselves Smarks. So because I am a kind Smark and willing to educate, I will help start at the ground level for the folks who don't know exactly what a Smark is. If we're trying to look at the term smart mark, well, what is a mark? A wrestling fan who believes, or temporarily suspends their disbelief, in pro wrestling. Whereas a Smark is defined as a fan who knows wrestling is choreographed, but appreciates it on a higher level. Seeing that definition got me really confused. It seems like most people out there in the IWC don't know what this higher level seems to be. Being in on the fun of professional wrestling helps you appreciate it for what it is. It's entertainment. It's a circus. There's comedy, there's drama, there's action, high flying, a lot of things in one small package. But what seems to be happening in the IWC and Smark communities is a complete disregard for that product itself. Of course, every show isn't a slammer, but with the way that the business is today, it's hard to see that pressure to excel when you're trying to adhere to stockholders, shareholders, and really just making a generally accepted product. Some things are going to fall through. Your chance of CM Punk and John Cena sucks. They're not going to register to the company because they don't care. Chanting CM Punk will get you nowhere. The man is retired. He wants to be left alone. He just wants to enjoy his retirement. Let's actually pay attention to the show and be excited, so maybe the product can actually improve based on fan interaction. And now let me talk about John Cena. And I know everybody's gonna say, oh, you're just a John Cena mark, but here's where the difference between IWC and Smark happens. John Cena is an excellent performer who does his job well. I recognize that his character in the ring is not exactly the same person that he is in day-to-day life. He is a performer, and he is asked to perform at a certain level by his superiors. It is a job. He is doing his job. Do I want him to shake up his act? Of course I do. Everybody wants to see somebody grow. I used to be a big John Cena fan back in the day, and to be honest, I don't think he's gotten totally stale, really. He puts on great matches every now and again. There are some matches where he has to be Super Cena, and we're still kind of in the middle of that, but that's fine. That's his job. That's his role. He is the top face in the company. If we had the IWC back in the 80s when Hulk Hogan was on top, it would be bedlam. There would be people chanting against Hulk Hogan. And you can't, it's unthinkable. This brings something else into play that I like to call fan kayfabe. For those of you who don't know, kayfabe is essentially the fourth wall. It is the thing that separates people from being in character to being backstage, out of character, talking to each other. It's a job, it's a character, it's a performance. It's the backside, the business end. Fans create their own kayfabe with their own stories to spite what is happening in the ring. Much like the John Cena sucks movement, they're trying to create their own story. WWE, and in some aspects other companies, don't really care about that either. Sometimes if it's super deafening and starts to ruin events, unfortunately they have started listening to fans when it came to Daniel Bryan. I'm very happy that he got his moment, and it's rightfully justified that he did win the title at WrestleMania. But now that fans know that chanting can get something done, they won't shut up. And you need to shut up because the show needs to go on. And if you think bad guys acknowledging your chanting means that, oh, that must mean it's part of the storyline now, you're an idiot. It's plain and simple. You're an idiot. You're beyond stupid. Heels do that to get cheap heat. It's easy. That's the business. They will agree with anything in order to get you to boo them more. Simple as that. And then that makes you part of the show again. That doesn't make you a Smark. That makes you a mark. If you can separate the business and see it for what it is and appreciate everything, you can be called a Smark. I will let you be called a Smark. But if you're a part of these fans that just boo everything, let me give you an example. At Championship Wrestling from Hollywood's Red Carpet Rumble, it was AJ Styles versus Trent Beretta. It was excellent. During the match, everybody was playing along. They were booing Trent Beretta when they wanted to, but at the end of the match, everybody gave him a standing ovation. They gave him his props, his due, because he did an excellent job. And That is a wonderful showing of fanmanship and smarkmanship, and if only that can translate onto a grander scale so that more people can give people their due, the world will probably be a better place. People will be less negative. And I'm going to make this short because I've talked about it on end in a bunch of different places. The ending of the John Cena-Brock Lesnar match showed how terrible fans are. If you're a Smark, if you're like me, like me, you can't be me, but if you were like me and you saw John Cena got the crap beat out of him, you would have given him an standing ovation for the performance that he gave, because the poor guy got the crap beat out of him. You're telling me that legions of fans in the Staples Center will pay tickets to see somebody get beat the crap up? That's UFC. That's Ultimate Fighting. That's MMA. That is not wrestling. So to see this display from a business standpoint shows off where the business wants to go with displaying Brock Lesnar as a monster, and shows that Cena can be beaten. That, like, it does so many things to the John Cena character that really affect the business as a whole. It makes it a little bit more interesting because it's something new, it's something different. But when a crowd of people is chanting na 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 hey 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 goodbye to John Cena as he's being carried, or he's walking out of his own power, I was disgusted. If the roof opened up and drowned everybody, I would have been fine, because the people in that building, horrible, absolutely awful, beyond terrible human beings, because that's where the separation happened for me. That's where it happened, where Smark and internet wrestling community totally split. 100% two different groups. And now the Smark community is a lot smaller and more refined and more defined by people who actually care about the business. So stop calling yourself a Smark. How about that? You lost your privilege. You showed how immature as a community you can be by not acknowledging the actual life of this man outside of the ring and inside of the ring as a professional, as a performer. You're totally back into Mark category because you're buying into the character and you're showing that you don't like it. That's not being a Smark. That's being a regular Mark. That's being a member of the internet wrestling community, and you should be ashamed of yourself. But for now, I'm going to take this opportunity to stay up on my throne, dust it off. I'm back. I'm going to be here doing more You Call Yourself a Wrestling fans, because now that there's less of us, now that there's less of a Smark elite out there, I feel like I should be doing more videos. So leave a comment down below letting me know how right I am. And check out our other videos. We enjoy doing this for you. We put on quite the show, and there's more show to come. Make sure to check out our Patreon. Help support us. Help the show grow and evolve. And you know what? I'll probably be back in a couple of weeks. Just you watch. Smark out.